Hi everyone, welcome to the first of our 2020 Sunderland Shorts Film Festival Best of the Fest screenings. My name's Chris J. Allen, I'm the festival coordinator, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we have lined up for you this evening. Tonight's all about celebrating the next generation of filmmakers, for up and coming talent who, from what you'll see tonight, I'm sure, are very much the future of this industry. Now, our 2020 film festival isn't exactly what we had planned because, well, 2020 had plans of its own, as I'm sure you're aware. So this year, instead of all the films we've had submitted to us, we've kind of looked back over the last 5 years of the festival and chosen some of our audience favourites, our own favourites from myself and the team at Sunderland Council, who very helpfully continue to support our festival, and as well as some of the films from filmmakers who've gone on with us and within the industry in a wider sense to create some fantastic content. We've kind of brought some of those together this evening to display to you. Now, if you are a filmmaker who wants to get involved with the festival, our actual festival properly in Sunderland City Centre is being postponed to next year. You can still get involved with that at filmfreeway.com/Sunderland Shorts. All the terms and conditions are on there. And again, student filmmakers actually get, and young and emerging filmmakers get a discounted rate too. So again, we're all about providing this platform, this step for the next generation to get involved. And not just filmmakers from the area, but again, this applies to national and international filmmaking talent too. So if you are interested in getting involved in next year's festival, I'd hope you will do so. Now, before we get started this evening, again, I hope you appreciate the amazing feats which have been achieved in the films which we're going to see tonight. Again, as somebody who teaches film and media, as well as running the film festival and being a filmmaker myself, so much work, so much time, so much effort goes into these films, and it's such a privilege and such a really special thing for these filmmakers to be able to have their films shown, usually up at the big screen in Sunderland, and tonight with audiences like yourselves as part of our online event. For the rest of the week, we have several different events going on as part of this year's festival too that you might be interested in. On Thursday evening, we have a writing workshop with some of the writers whose work you will see tonight, actually, discussing about writing for short films. So again, if this is something you'd like to get interested in and get involved with, this could be a great event for you. On Friday evening, we've got a film quiz with myself and Daniel Clifford. So if you'd like to stretch those filmmaking muscles, it would be great to see you there. And on Saturday night, we have another screening event showing again some of our favourites from across all the different years of the festival, all the different genres, from drama, comedy, to documentary as well. And we'd love to see you at all of these events, all taking place right here on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Sunderland Shorts. But till then, we hope you see you again. And tonight, I hope you enjoy all the films that we have on offer for you. So without any further ado, do enjoy.
It's always been a bit of a forgotten village.
Some people will regard this as very much a backwater but people who live here tend to love it and want to stay here.
People come from miles away to watch it. I mean, it really is quite spectacular. It started off very, very small, and it's just grown and grown and grown.
It attracts several thousand people each year who populate the hillside as well as the village itself. I look at the bonfire theme each year. This year, the theme being pigeon fancying. It relates both to the village today. Lots of people still are actively involved in pigeon fancying and pigeon racing, and also to the history of the village.
The structure is going to be roughly that, a pigeon. It's going to be about 30 foot tall by about 40, 50 foot long. We're just getting it all set up so we can start building this in the next couple of days. We have to put the stanchions in, fill in the holes, and then we can start building up over from there.
Everyone does their bit. Kids do the great bit on the first week. Hammer loads of nails in where it doesn't need, but it's all great fun for them.
It's very much a team effort by the community. As you might imagine, it costs several £1,000s to put on a bonfire and a fireworks display.
There's always a set amount of people that come down every year, regardless of when it is, what weather it is. We're getting tighter and tighter every year for materials, but we manage. What we've got.
We were really, really upset about what had happened. These silly children, they had lighters and they were lighting little fires, and I'm afraid it got out of hand.
So chucked a set of shoes on, ran over. It was luckily it was the rubbish people that had been set alight and not the bonfire. Got the gates open so the fire brigade could get in.
It would have been horrendous.
Everybody in the community, inside Skinny Grove and outside the village, come together and got this under hand as quickly as possible.
There's been vans all day long delivering wood. You can't believe that people are so kind.
We had nothing and it's come back to this, so brilliant.
Well, here we are, Saturday the 4th of November 2017. What's behind me is the culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of teamwork by the local community, by organisations and businesses throughout the year. So it's really the visual embodiment of that. I look forward to a very exciting evening tonight. terms of the visual spectacle, this is the most exciting one I've seen. It's unique. People right up the coast should be able to see, and they'll probably wonder where on earth it is. Well, it's Skinning Grove.
Welcome back to the North East Wrestling Federation on this historic night, the Medium's last ever match. How do you reckon it's going to go tonight, Medium?
Like you said, it's going to be historic.
You're first in the Fly Swatter. It's his first match. How's he going to fare?
How's he going to fare? I'm taking offence to that question, buddy. He's fighting me, the Medium. I'm going to punch him. I'm going to kick him. I'm going to beat him and bash him until he's not moving anymore. That's how it's going to fare.
Captain Fade, Bobby Jasler, this is your 2-minute call. How's it going, Eric? All set?
All set. Cold feet.
Fly Swatter, you're on in 20 minutes, you need to get prepped.
I'll sort him out, Jenny.
Be my guest.
Hello? It's Eric. It's Jake, right?
It's Jack.
Ah, yes. Jack. Jackie boy. Anyway, how are you feeling? That's a stupid question. How about we talk this through? Whatever this is. Just me and you. Okay?
Yeah. Sure. Aye.
Is it the costume? Because we've all had to wear our fair share of garbage on our debuts.
Yeah, it is the costume, actually. I just didn't think it would be so...
Shit?
Aye.
Well, that probably won't change anytime soon. Not until you get the crowd and a few wins under your belt. Trust me, I've been doing this for 20 years. And yes, there's been some tough times, but it's all worth it. Just to get in that ring.
20 years?
Yeah. 20 years. But when I'm in that ring, I'm a different person. I'm a better person. I am. The Medium.
You've been the Medium for that long?
Oh, God, no. This is my 8th or 9th persona. Yeah, once you've worn out the threads, you build a new suit. You build a new story. A new character. New moves. A new costume, you're a different person. That's why I love it so much. They do this to test you, you know. To see how long you last. My first costume was a taxi driver's. And guess what they call me? That's right, the taxi driver. They put a "the" in front of everything and they think it's clever.
So, how long were you the taxi driver for?
Only a few matches. And then I became Diamond Dallas Page. And then the Diamond Man. And then just the Diamond. I played him for about 3 years.
Yeah. Alright, sorry, I don't think I can do this. This is not what I wanted. I wanted to be like...
Who? Rocky Johnson?
Yeah.
You have two choices, Jackie boy. You can pack your bag, walk to your car, and go home, or you can come to the ring as the fly swatter and make this the greatest debut the world has ever seen. Tonight is your night. Whatever your decision, make it a good one.
Hurry up, lads, I don't want to miss the bell. Think the fly swatter will even turn up to face the medium?
Nah, I doubt it. I reckon he'd be too scared.
Fly swatter's supposed to be really cool.
Anyways, butterfly wings, gotta be cool.
Oh, that's the spirit, Jackie boy! Hey, that could be your new wrestling night! The spirit!
Medium, 10 seconds!
Welcome to the stage for the last time. The medium.
Fly swatter, 10 seconds!
Time to kill the boss.
We know that it's called the fly swatter.
I always say that parkour gave me the confidence that I needed to go forward in life, that made me realise that I didn't need to be sort of scared of everything. It was definitely parkour that stepped me into that realm of thinking about all the different things that I could do. Myself and a couple of friends, we just go out after school and we just set each other little challenges like, can you get up this wall, or can you climb this or jump this? And we didn't originally know it had a name. We just thought we were just doing our own sort of thing, until one day we bumped into some guy and he was just like, you are aware that just down the road there's loads of people that meet weekly to do this, and it's just something we kind of clung to as like a friend group, and it just developed from there as we met the wider community.
I'm actually currently training to be a stuntman, so I started up parkour and free running 3 years ago when I came to uni, when I decided that I wanted to start training to become a stuntman. And free running for me was always like a means to an end, but as I've grown in the community and helped run the centre now, it's definitely become more about the people that I've made friends with.
I got into free running by 2 mates of mine who basically already done it before, and they knocked on my door a day after school and they just said, do you want to play out? There was always this one jump where I couldn't do it, and then I finally done it one day. It's that feeling, you know what I mean?
Overcoming something in your head, also overcoming something that you never thought you could do with your body. It's always a good feeling. That's why you do free running.
I was 6 years old back in Glasgow, and a guy called Chris Grant came from France, where parkour originally came from. Started teaching classes there, and my parents knew him somehow, and because of that I just got on the waiting list for classes and started at 6 years old and haven't stopped since. So like free running for a lot of people, especially now, it's more just how many flips you can fit into one line. But for me, it's kind of helped me a lot in terms of like mentality wise. Like I've been through some stuff, and like parkour's always been there in my life to help me keep going.
It's that ability to come to an obstacle and overcome it, whether that's kind of like physical or mental. You'd say that, for example, if I'm standing looking at the rails and I know I can do it, and for some reason I'm not jumping immediately, I'm standing thinking about it, and you hit those barriers, especially in normal life, where you'll enter a situation where you know you can overcome it, but for some reason you'll bottle it and you'll hold yourself back. And I think free running can give you confidence that you'd normally develop from somewhere else. If I can overcome stuff like this, I know that when I encounter a challenge normally in life, it's nothing. It's all trivial little things that are so simple in comparison to some of the other stuff that I've had to overcome.
Oh come on, that was it. So I feel like media sometimes get it mixed up. We don't quite grasp that concept that we have a very, I wouldn't say strict training program, even though we do have a lot of laughs, it's very silly. It's very disciplined in terms of what we do. That's like the most important image for me, is making sure that everyone knows that we know what we're doing.
A few months ago I really injured my wrist. I tried to do a running cat grab. I took basically a full sprint impact straight onto my outstretched wrist, and that put me out of a lot of movements for a long time.
The day before my birthday in January last year, I ripped this thigh really badly, doing a jump that I knew I could do but I hadn't warmed up properly, being stupid, and I couldn't walk for about 2-3 weeks. Had 6 months of physio. I was stuck in the flat, I couldn't move, and that really ruins me. Everybody, like all these guys here, they know it. They know they have their limits. They know when they can't do something. It's not quite the same concept as skating where you just sense things. It's a lot more control and discipline in terms of training wise. But being injured is not great. But it took 6 months to get healed and I'm back, so I'm happy again. That's mad.
I knew when I was between that age of like 16 to 18 that I didn't really know where I wanted to go with myself. All I knew is I did parkour, it was something that I felt very passionate about. And I knew what a huge community it was locally. And I decided in my mind that if I wanted to be like a stuntman or just something like that, I had no idea how to get into that sort of industry. And by chance, I happened to stumble across a guy who was running like a business course. And he was just like, you know, if you come on this business course, we can give you some funding to buy some like equipment. And after that, I just decided, if you don't try, you don't succeed. It's as simple as that. I think the initial reason for setting it up was purely just that dream of it. Like, it's what we wanted, it's what we hoped we could do. I didn't even really fully know what I was doing, and I sort of learned as we went along the way. Even now, we're still kind of refining that vision of what we want, whether we want to, you know, teach or perform or do film work or stunt work. Like we cover quite a large range of different things from the different people that we work with and the different like members of the team.
Yeah, free running has changed my life for the better. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little experiment here. This might look silly, but I'm just doing this to keep a record. So outside, there's these kids, right, and they've been skateboarding, and they aren't ever going to leave until they do this last trick right, and they've been failing at it. So I'm gonna specifically envision them failing again. Success. Ever since I was little, I had the unique ability to manifest events into becoming the opposite of what I wanted.
Megan the dog. Ben is my family too.
Every day my parents argued, and every time I wished they would just stop fighting, they fought even more.
I've had enough. I want a divorce.
And then when I wished they wouldn't get a divorce,
Your father and I are separating. Who do you want to live with?
I finally accepted that my thoughts can have a real impact on others, but sometimes I forget I even had this ability. Brandon told me he's finally dating a girl he'd been crushing on. I wish the best for him. They broke up that afternoon. I'm really sorry she dumped you, man.
It's not your fault.
No, seriously, I'm very personally sorry for what happened. I'm gonna wish the worst for everyone.
What?
From that day, I decided never to stop thinking of the worst, to create the best outcome. And it's worked ever since.
Hey. Drop in temperature from 32 to 17 degrees Celsius
Cool.
in a day.
Hey, Madeline. You okay?
Yeah.
You need some help with these.
Thank you, my dear.
Yeah, of course. What's up with all these groceries?
It's my granddaughter. She's arriving from Toronto in a few days' time, and I'm going to treat her to her favourite pie. I used to make it for her all the time.
Oh, that's great. What kind?
Lemon meringue. But you know, I haven't cooked for quite a while, and I haven't used the oven. Ever since my Charles passed, I've only myself to cook for, and I think, why bother, right?
Right, yeah.
But now she's here, and maybe I've still got it, and everything's going to work out well.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
In any case, you've got to get to work. I'm keeping you. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good. You have a nice day, all right?
You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I'm flying to Edmonton for the job interview. Fingers crossed.
That's awesome, man.
I thought you'd be happy to hear it. No, don't tell me you're channeling your superpowers again.
Well, now I'm gonna have to think about your interview the whole time. You shouldn't have told me about this. You know what happens. I've already got too much on my plate.
You know you sound crazy when you do this? Maybe you should talk to someone about this.
Well, I did try getting help and talking to people, thank you.
Okay, how about this? I just got this card from a lady outside. She looks like a professional. Maybe she can help. The first hour is free.
Yeah, sure.
Anyways, I'm heading back.
They're gonna turn you down, man.
Oh, thanks for the support.
But my ability doesn't work that way. That way of thinking would make me completely miserable.
I'm afraid that's the end of your trial. Charges may now apply.
Are you actually licensed to do this?
It'll be $35 for 20 minutes.
You're not a licensed counselor, and your accent sucks.
I'm back. I'll be there at 5-ish. Good news. I got the job.
See? You should thank me.
Please keep taking credit for all of my achievements. I love that.
So you're moving to Edmonton then?
Yeah. So I guess you're going to have the whole house to yourself pretty soon. Did you get a roommate yet, huh?
You should get inside first. I'm gonna head down the street and get us some food, all right? Fridge is a little empty.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I threw them out.
What?
Is this what you do all the time? Secretly cursing everyone? You got a bunch of voodoo dolls lying around here somewhere?
Okay, look, I know what this looks like, but I've been trying to tell.
I know! But I never knew you were taking this seriously. Yesterday I was like, now my life is finally getting back together, and I was getting so excited to share this awesome moment with you. But no. You're clearly in a sick mess right now.
No, you don't understand. I actually need those Post-its. It works, okay?
Okay, it works. Can you prove it?
Yeah!
Okay, never mind that. The fact is that you think that this is the right thing to do for people is purely delusional and insane. This isn't normal. You need to stop this.
Mr. Pinkham next door used to have a dog named Maurizio Damaro, and he absolutely despised me. The dog, I mean. Then, on the day my parents separated, he just came to me and sat down next to me. It felt as if he knew what I was going through. I had a good feeling. He died the next day. It made me feel dangerous. My ability can go so far as to take or save lives. And for that reason, I'm dependent on the Post-its, so that I'll never forget a scenario that'll harm anyone. Where are you going?
Groceries. You?
Work.
Shit! Wait!
Madeline, are you in there?
What are you doing?
Oh, it's you.
I saw smoke.
Isn't it awful? Our neighbor's garbage burned down. And I was so scared. I didn't know if I had to evacuate or no, but this really handsome fireman told me that I'd be fine and I just had to relax. So I gave him some cake. Oh, he was so handsome. Anyhow, to get back to the neighbors. With all this coming and going, it was only a matter of time.
Yo, Guy.
Oh, thanks for worrying about Grandma. Everything's all right now. I'm always wishing the whole house erupts into a big ball of flames and burns to the ground in ashes. I love this house.
Here we go again. You're such a lovely boy. Thank you, my dear.
I made everything better.
Don't listen to her. She's always on this little...
I have this thing where if I wish for something bad to happen, something good always happens.
I thought you stopped doing that. You're really embarrassing me. Hi, and how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been well.
Yeah, you should have some cake too.
Cake? Sure,
Oh,
yeah.
have you been running?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Sophia, by the way.
I'm Guy.
I know this seems strange, but what I said, it's actually true.
I think we can be great friends.
Really? Everybody thinks I'm a weirdo around here, even Grandma.
Well, you're not.
We're totally gonna break up soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Peter Cushing Theatre.
Five minutes till curtains, Mr. Price.
1, 2, 3.
We hope you enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am in control.
Right, see, I didn't do it for it to look good, you know. It's just do it just to cause a fucking nuisance to people's life. Just ruin the morning, you know, like the metros and all that, when they get up and they see it, they just feel, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not in it for it to look good, just pure vandalism, really.
We'll just have to watch on that road, so it comes this way. So we'll let it hide on this side, that way we'll let it hide on that side. I think that's how it works. I think there's a metal too. I'll tell you what way to hide. It's going that way. You'll have to stand here.
But you'll get like sort of the dog walkers and that to come through here and see we're painting. God knows what's really going in their heads, but they get worried sick. And they must just think, oh, we're doing something criminal. We would participate in every other criminal activity. Chasers to number to date, I've probably had about 20 odd. I've had a couple of tips off fucking people that knew what they were onto us, so I've had to change my name a couple of times due to that, but to this day, no, I haven't been arrested or charged with anything like that. I've got other criminal convictions, but not for anything like that.
Yeah, well, I've been looking for stuff that I haven't done before, and they just try to like see it work. Like they kind of just read what graffiti says off the collar, so they can't really stitch anything on you. As long as you're not a grassy, all right. No face, no face.
I think the police are more devious than writers sometimes, because if they find out that somebody's a graffiti artist, sometimes they'll go like follow them for a bit, see where they're tagging, and then they're able to catch them for them tags and for them pieces there.
I think some people, because they see some of the prettier stuff, you know, and they think, oh yeah, it's brilliant graffiti art and blah blah, but it's more art, isn't it? That's the stuff that they don't mind, or when they see people painting legal spots and it's looking all pretty and stuff, you know, they like out like that, but when they see like fucking vandalism, they're not a fan then. Short change of mind. It's hard like sometimes. Some places it's just you can't fucking do it. It's just impossible half the time.
Well, originally when I was young, really young, I was doing it on the metro system, and the way I got trapped by them then, they were manhandled, you threw you about, and it was because I was stood, not realising that they'd noticed we were doing it day after day at the same place. They'd done a little stakeout, I painted right in front of them, and then huddled into a little group of people thinking I could get away with it, and the police van pulled up, they dived out, picked me up. I couldn't believe it, like how sophisticated they were, to me thinking I've got me one over them. Like I say, people have 2 or 3 tags, so they're kind of trying to work out if that tag they got me for that night was not the one I'll get up the most with, because they just haven't got a clue who's who, unless they see you doing it.
There's no legal places to paint, you've just got to do it illegally. And if you do, they just beat you up in it, like, you gotta go down with fake personas, pretend you're someone else, cause they're sitting there to catch you out, they put all these sponsored jams and that on, and it's just fake, just saying who's who.
I don't think anyone should actually get time, because you're destroying that person's chance. He's not going to be able to rehabilitate back in society when you give him a criminal conviction. He's not going to be able to get a job. And why, for doing something that he loved, just putting paint on a wall? He hasn't harmed anyone. Do you know what I mean? He's just changing the colour of a surface. Why should he be labelled and titled as a criminal and then that destroy his future prospects? Do you know what I mean? It's not right.
Yeah, I've heard of people being sent off for painting trains for like a year, 2 years. You get like rich people who've been like found with like loads of pictures of child porn on the hard drive and that, and they're getting let off because they want to start a family and shit like that. How does that make sense? How's painting the wall worse than like looking at pictures of child porn? You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking about doing, if you can see. I'll clean up and paint up there. I did it in 2016, but I didn't like it. Still there though. It's not nice with them trains going on, you feel like. Fucking dropped me tin. Done it since I was a kid. So it's just normal now. When you're hanging like 20, 30 foot, just painting the bridge, it's a bit funny. Because if you drop, you're gonna either seriously hurt yourself or die, but it's a full frisk, just don't fall. So let's get that photo, tell that story. I reckon anybody can be a graffiti writer. Doesn't matter about anything, to be honest. If you just want to go out and paint, you can go out and paint. Put your name up. When I first started, I just started like bombing, just like tagging and stuff, just like, fucking shit up because I was pissed off. But after a while, I just started taking my time with it and enjoying it. Now you get a buzz out of doing it.
I am a creative person, as my personality is anyway. Always have been since a child. Obviously I started writing at the age of 8. I have been doing for a number of years now. Obviously I'm still young, but obviously I've been doing it that number of years, so I've got a little bit of skill, assets behind us, I'd like to think myself.
When I was a young'un, starting to put out and about with a new group of lads, no, I went with, graffiti, I was like, fucking graffiti. What do you want to fucking do that for? Showed us a few bits and pieces, I'm like, ah, it's alright, you know. Started doing it and just caught the bug sort of thing. People who know what to do, people that want something to do, and just find a passion, find a thrill, a bit of adrenaline, like no age, no limit, no colour, like everyone's brought together with it.
You've got to stay within anything, doesn't matter what sport it is, doesn't matter what it is. There's always going to be two groups of people, there's always going to be obviously the wrong uns and the bad people, but there's always good people, good-hearted people that are out to help people, just out to create. Depends on the individual person's perspective and the way that they see something anyway.
Not everyone's just a scumbag, do you know what I mean? Who does it? And criminal, when some people are just what I would class as normal people. I'm a bit of a scumbag myself, but not everyone who's involved is, do you know what I mean? Some of them are normal, well-to-do people, you know? Yeah, I think if the council doesn't want anybody to do it again when somebody gets caught, they should give them some other way to express themselves. You should fucking see a psychologist, like, and ask why you're doing it, and a lot of them they've got nothing else in their lives. Like, me personally, up till having a child, I had fuck all going whereas me. I was just getting wrecked, taking loads of drugs and just fucking about, so
I didn't really have a meaning, like, shit, I had no sort of worry of the future, so I just thought, fuck it, I was no punishment for it, really, like, you know.
With my background coming up in my childhood, there's a lot more worse routes for me to take. This is the most creative one. I could be putting my time into doing a lot worse things. All I've known is fucking criminal stuff. That's all the streets have shown me. In the northeast, there's no job opportunities like that. We don't really get much help compared to down the south. There's nothing else for what to really do. And I didn't want to be taking drugs all the time, like the majority of people up here do. And this is my fucking, this is what I get my high off.
A lot of people being using that graffiti and on the walls.
Oh, don't worry, we're catching them, you'll be surprised. You think about that.
Thanks again for joining us at Sunderland Shorts Film Festival for our first Best of a Fest screening events. Tonight all about those films made by young, emerging and student filmmakers. Very much, as I'm sure you'll agree after seeing those, very much the talent of tomorrow. Again, make sure to check those filmmakers out and support their work as much as you can. It's a very, obviously, as many of you will know, a very difficult time for arts in general and film in particular. So the support that you can give filmmakers will be massively appreciated. If you are a filmmaker yourself and want to get involved in future Sunderland Shorts film festivals, again, make sure you follow us on social media and also check out filmfreeway.com/Sunderland Shorts to see about entering at a discounted rate for next year's festival if you have that film that you want to get out there to an audience. Again, I hope you can make it to the rest of our events this week. Our Industry Writers Workshop on Thursday, our film quiz on Friday night, and our next Best of the Fest screening on Saturday. I've been Chris Allen, the festival coordinator here at Sunderland Shorts. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and I hope to see you next time for more of our events. But yeah, till then, look after yourselves and see you soon. Thanks. Good night.